Rhythm have kickstarted Playday 4 of the Oceanic Nationals with a massive win over Wildcard. The ramifications, of course, going all the way to the promos and rallies at the end of the stage. So it's more than just the 3 points. It means a lot as well for the team that, of course, struggled immensely in Stage 2. 2 wins on the trot. They're looking really good so far in Stage 3. We move ahead, though, and a team that's not looking so good. It's Order, who does, I mean, they've dealt with the inconsistency tag, haven't they? But in the wrong way. They're just
they're consistent. They're just consistently not performing at the moment, which is very unfortunate. Which is, it's just sad to see, right? Apex South Playday 1, Order come out of the gates. Oh,
Boom.
You know what? They look pretty solid, right?
Spec on the reload.
Yeah, 100% Derpay in. They're looking great. And then from that point onwards, it has been a plunge down. And honestly, tonight is not going to be much easier. The Chiefs, the back-to-back reigning champs, looking as strong as ever, and it's going to be a very tough game for Order.
Well, you say looking as strong as ever, but they lost last night, didn't they, the Chiefs? Vast, your old team, they lost to Bliss, and who were able to get the job done on Villa. Did you take much away from the loss last night for Chiefs, or is it just a one-off?
Took a little bit away from it, not too much. I think fundamentally, strategically, you know, they were playing fine. There wasn't really any glaring issues there. I think the way Bliss were able to just the way they were able to like just make certain plays and like push holes, I think it was maybe a comm issue from the Chiefs. It just seemed like certain angles weren't being held. They weren't expecting Bliss to like push certain areas. And yeah, it's hard to really say for sure, but I personally think, yeah, it's a comm issue, just the way Bliss were able to play the way they were playing.
Chiefs are looking fine though. Digital, of course, always an entertainer, but guys, you know, losing to Bliss, not ideal, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's going to be that big of a detriment on their stage as a whole, because Chiefs have always won their championships from that second place anyway.
Yeah, they have the map pool for the playoffs, so look, one loss in the regular season isn't really going to be too much of an issue. It is important, of course, that they don't let complacency set in. I feel like complacency is set in for us as talent. We're kind of sitting here saying Order's going to be an easy win. If Chiefs go into this matchup with that kind of attitude, you know things could get a little bit dangerous, but Digital, please stop.
The man's a pyromancer.
What is with this dude? Does he have an addiction to fire or something? Like...
Oh, he used to always do it in scrims. We had to tell him off. It was getting a bit much.
Yeah. Don't play with fire, kids. Don't do it. Let's go to their opponents, though. It's Order, a team that probably doesn't want to play with fire tonight. They don't want to probably have to play against the reigning back-to-back champions, but they must. And they must find some form. It has just been awful to see this team flounder in Stage 3. So far, completely winless, guys. Nothing. Only 1 point, which was the overtime loss to Overt last night. They got smashed by Wildcard 7-2. They got smashed by Roffle 7-2. And then you have to wonder what Chiefs may do to this team.
Yeah, and when I think about the Order situation at the moment, I feel like it could be easier to discount their performances in OCN if they were actually performing well in Apex South, but it's a case in which they're not really performing well in either at the moment. So that excuse for me doesn't hold up. They're just in a slump at the moment. They need to try and bounce back from it. Specker was very optimistic that off the back of the first week, you know, Derpay's instilled some structure, they've worked on their fundamentals, and they're looking quite solid. But then for whatever reason in the last week or two, it's kind of fallen apart a little bit. I know some have been, you know, thinking that maybe they're playing in their shell a little bit. They need to play a bit more aggressive, back themselves in. So I'm keen to see if they'll try and bring that out tonight. Realistically, are they going to beat the Chiefs? Hard to say, but I just want to see them actually play comfortably and play within their best of their ability.
They are a team that when they're at their best, Vast, they're more than capable of probably actually getting the win against the Chiefs, especially in a best-of-1 environment. Obviously, that's difficult to kind of attest to over the last couple of weeks. They haven't quite looked at their best, but because of their inconsistency issues in the past, that's actually something that I guess may help them here. What if they do show up tonight? What if they're inconsistently good tonight, Vast?
Their best kind of looked like, what their best looked like was when they were all confident, playing aggro, playing kind of their own game, but a recurring kind of issue I've picked up on is I'm noticing that they're playing a lot more passive, and I think not just like their playstyle, but like something that I saw last night as well in particular is when they found Aroma, I think we saw in Apex South as well, they were like extremely slow and hesitant to clear roamers, not really taking initiative. And it doesn't even, it isn't even just clearing roamers, it kind of extends to other things, but it just seems like they're really reliant on their IGLs to get things rolling. I'm not really seeing much initiative from them this season. We're used to kind of seeing like people like Bailey and Specker, really being those playmakers looking for holes, and I'm not really seeing much of that this season.
Guz, I guess before we go to the map vetoes here, what are you sort of expecting for this matchup? I know that for Vast, prior, when we were speaking off air, he wasn't quite sure where we were going to go. Maybe Villa could be an option.
Yeah, I can only assume that both teams will probably feel a little bit more comfortable on a structured map, but I do think if Order actually want to play their true selves, honestly, they'd probably need to send it to a map that doesn't quite facilitate that playstyle. I know Order haven't played Chalet a whole lot, maybe bring that out. Even Bank could maybe be a bit of a wild card in this matchup, but the Chiefs have proven to be quite good there. So honestly, the Chiefs have a really deep map pool. It's very difficult, I think, for Order to win this map veto at the end of the day, to be completely honest.
Let's go and have a look at the map veto for this match between the Chiefs and Order, see where we're going. Hey, back on the money, Villa. I will give you the little props here, Vast. I did mention that was something that could be a map. I think you were going maybe even towards Bank as an option, and I did come in with the Villa when we were speaking off air, but I guess not to be too surprised with this one, considering we probably ruled out a lot of the other maps.
Yeah, looking at Order's bans, pretty much how, and as well Chiefs, pretty much what I expected, kind of their default bans. With Bank, I wasn't sure if Order were kind of ready to take that risk. I think it could be a good map for them too versus Chiefs on, but Villa, we've seen Order play Stage 2, beating Wildcard pretty convincingly. So, I mean, we've seen seen them perform quite well on Villa. With the Chiefs, I think they were the ones that actually kind of decided to go to Villa. They had the choice between Club and Villa, which I find really interesting because, Club is a really dominant map for Chiefs. Maybe they, to be honest, I don't want to say, but maybe they might be hiding a bit of Club. We haven't seen it from them yet. So maybe they're kind of changing a few things with Ethan, getting it ready for APAC South or another OCN game. But it seems like Chiefs are quite confident, despite yesterday's performance. It seems to me they do realize where they went wrong. They're like, yeah, it's not our Villa that was bad yesterday, it was how we were playing. So seems like they're ready to take another stab at it.
I'll get your final predictions then, Vast, before we get into the game.
Surprise, surprise, I do predict Chiefs to win this. As I said, I think last night was a bit of a hiccup. I think they did start the season quite strong. There's a few growing pains with Ethan. I think if Ethan and Worthy are really able to get into the game, get switched on, start strong. If we see the Worthy that we saw against Knights, that was just really confident and played with zero fear, I think they will definitely be the ones to win this game.
Well, we're going to head over to Villa for our second match of the day. It's the winless Order going up against the back-to-back champions of OCN, the Chiefs, who are actually off the back of a loss last night from Bliss. But of course, they'll be looking to bounce back here against Order on Villa. And just quickly, guys, I got a fun fact. I got a Xenox fun fact here. I haven't brought one out tonight. The last time these two teams played Villa, Chiefs, they 7-1'd the Knights. Order, they 7-1'd the Knights.
Oof.
That's a good one.
Stars have aligned. It didn't Chiefs first Bliss on Villa last night?
Yeah, but that was last night, and I completely missed that one from last night because I wasn't here last night. But hey,
like a fun fact with an asterisk. Last time these two teams played the Knights, it was 7-1. That works.
Yeah, that does work. Thank you for saving it.
That's okay. And honestly, just rounding out the conversation actually about the map ban, Vast did a really good job. I can't believe the Chiefs let Clubhouse through. It is statistically by far their best map. In fact, we don't have a loss recorded for them at all this year, so they could have gone there and basically banked a win. So yeah, maybe they are saving something. Order, on the other hand, Villa is their best map, honestly. It's their most banned against them, so a lot of teams don't like taking Order here, and it's their best round diff as well. So yeah, very, very peculiar, I guess some may say, that we're heading to this particular map, but yeah, I think it shapes up for an interesting one.
Yeah, I agree, but I think also for Chiefs, do they really need to go to Clubhouse? Do they really need to force that map? It's a, I think 100% win record this year, basically, since they've been playing it. So Villa's a map that they can get a bit more experience on, further expands and improves their map pool for the playoffs, whether that be APAC South and or OCN. Order on the defense, Chiefs on the attack. Definitely coming into this game, the favoritism on the side of the Chiefs. But I will preface this, do not count out Order. Despite the lack of form over the last couple of weeks, this is a team that can do some crazy things, that can surprise you when you least expect it.
Yeah, talking about crazy things already, we are seeing a 6-pick off Warden from Bailey onto the hands of Allah. Now, I don't know if he's owning shotgun or not, but could suggest that maybe we'll see some sort of red stairs hold here from Order, or even an extension. Okay, so shield over towards Bricks. Order going for a full map extension here over towards the north. Very, I wouldn't say peculiar, but a little bit unusual. We do tend to see some sort of extension. Typically, red stairs is a bit of a contested point for this objective in the current meta, but Order going a step further and yeah, really wanting to hunker down across the map, and that's what we want to see from Order. Show that intent, show that aggression, and show us what they're really made of.
Speaking of seeing, we see the HB Omen community vote, 78% in favor of the Chiefs. Of course, for those who want to vote on the next series to come after this, you can, of course, follow at R6 Esports OCE and at Omen by HP_ANZ on Twitter to vote for the next matchup, which is going to be Roffle versus Knights after this, in fact. So go on, hit them up on Twitter, get involved, have a vote. For the Chiefs, though, heavy favoritism. They are on the attack nice and early to set the expectations. Of course, they did lose to Blizz last night, so they'll be looking to bounce back. It's not often that we see the Chiefs sort of lose 2 in a row, and I'm going to maybe do a quick little skim through here and see the last time they did lose 2 in a row actually is technically right now. They're on a 2 losing streak. Jeez.
Yeah, because they lost APAC South against, who was it again?
Wildcard.
Oh, how weird's that? Yeah, the fighting form is just so strange at the moment. I don't know how much of that could be attributed to the meta opening up a little bit and it's hard to be consistent, or the best of one format. It could be a combination of all of those things. Of course, the increased workload as well. But yeah, we're finding teams across the board, finding it quite challenging to balance both leagues if they are playing in both OCN and APAC South, being consistent in both. I mean, that even goes all the way up to the Knights. They won stage 2 of APAC South, and even in OCN, they've had their struggles. So, all
right, I've got the fun fact.
Go, hit me.
Chiefs have never lost 2 in a row in OCN.
Never?
Never. This entire year.
Never, ever?
Never, ever.
Wow. That is a good fact.
Could have happened here. So it kind of just further highlights maybe Order being up against it. By the way, 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. Not a lot has happened here for this AVG site.
Yeah, Digital does have vert down below inside of Library uncontested, applying a bit of pressure and forcing anyone out of that classical hallway. The rest of the team pressuring from the north, as well as some pressure from the study balcony as well. Chiefs looking to try and open up the study wall with the Habana. Fisher at long range can launch those X-Kairos onto the wall and, I believe, detonate them, get that line of sight open. Oh, almost gets the first pick there, the wall bang unsuccessful. Nades from down below, the Chiefs looking to clear utility and any players maybe in that 90 position as Digital gets lit up. But in terms of getting boots on the ground meaningfully in the objective or in study, slow to come by here for Order, or for Chiefs rather.
Yeah, for Order they get the opening pick through Nate as well. That's worthy. Taken off the board, 35 seconds remaining here in the opening round of this matchup. They are definitely struggling to, as you said, get sort of boots on site. It's definitely corralling Order, but Order are the ones who, of course, have got that opening pick. Digital with the skeleton key actually almost finding a pick for the Chiefs. Not to be, though. 20 seconds left, still just littering down below in Library. And I think for the Chiefs, it's go time. They need to really get onto site here and get this plant down.
Yeah, Digital with so many angles, but yet to find a kill. Nico with the shield at 90. Oh, that's going to be basically impossible for the attack to clear. Jack Daddy aggresses. Digital and Gold Legion left alone. One on the stairs does find that kill. That's Digital going back up above to try and find something, but the time will deplete and Order will close out the first round.
Here we go. It's going to be one of these kind of games, isn't it? Chiefs, just what was that attack?
That was
weird.
I'll be honest, that was really bad from the Chiefs. I understand the theory behind going below, and it's great. You can clear utility, maybe find a pick or two, but Digital was really, really struggling to have a meaningful impact. And we saw Order just completely negate any of those vertical angles. No one picked it. They played super safe. They had the extension to fall back to. They also had that 90 shield still up, despite the Chiefs looking to nade that from down below. So there were just multiple points of interest there that weren't really probed well enough, or cleared well enough by the Chiefs. Like, honestly, just so many points that were just fortified really well by Order. They just honestly sat back and let the time do its job. They didn't aggress at all. And we thought that off the back of their setup, they were going to play super in the face of their opponents. But honestly, the Chiefs never really showed face. And Order could just sit back and honestly just twiddle their thumbs for about 3 minutes. Like, they really didn't have to do much.
One of my favourite parts of the broadcast is, of course, always giving the highlight to some of our sponsors. In this case, it is Livin, which we're, of course, always proud to be partnering with Livin here at Ubisoft Australia and OCN. Of course, for those unaware as to Livin and their organisation, they're a mental health organisation that, of course, are dedicated to breaking the stigma around mental health. You guys can support Livin by following them on social media, wearing their merchandise, which is what I believe Guz is doing tonight. And then, of course, for those who want to get a bit of a coupon, OCN15 at the checkout to receive 15% off. Simply type !Livin in the Twitch chat to visit their online store.
That wasn't your best plug. It was
it was pretty average.
It was simple. It was simple. It was effective. It was much. It was much like Order's defense, honestly. Just simple, got the job done.
I probably could have sped it up if I had an NVMe SSD as well from Samsung.
True.
My micros, my macros, you know, aren't quite up to par either. Honestly, I'm just kind of running out of things to talk about.
You're running out of time.
Yeah, running out of time as well.
Just like the Chiefs ran out of time.
Yeah, I just honestly need to reload.
Oh god. You always just take it one step too far, don't you? Chiefs, though, they're looking to take a step forward in this matchup. Boots on the ground, finally, actually inside the map as they look to take control from down below. Expected, though, contesting dining as my feed freezes. I don't really know what now. Still maybe.
No, he doesn't. He definitely doesn't.
Oh, we're back. That's good. Yeah, you're right, he didn't.
No, he didn't. I can tell you that one. Still 2 minutes, of course, to go in this second round. Chiefs are going to have to improve their offense a little bit. This could come back to bite them, though, and it was definitely posed a little bit in the pre-match discussion when we got the map vetoes. You know, you ban out Clubhouse, the map that you're undefeated on. You head to Villa, Order's
the timing,
quote-unquote best map here.
Oh my gosh. The timing. I think Bailey, if you had held that angle, honestly would have found a kill. But either way, he doesn't, so we'll ignore that point. Decent vert here from Order, but unable to really play into it. One thing I do want to note is the Finker. We are seeing more and more teams, particularly Apex South, bring it into the meta, and Ethan will fulfill that role on this occasion. You can boost your team's recoil, make it less impactful. Health boost, also now permanent. 2 nades, very strong upgrade.
3 C4s on the side of Order as well, playing the stat trophy site. Still a minute to go in the round. Chiefs, kind of like the first round, have not really had any sort of engagement with Order, trying to do so their best here. They do actually clear that shield from down below. That's going to help for their eventual push through Astro. 55 seconds remaining. Order not budging, though, with their positioning here on site.
I do like the vert play from the Chiefs on this occasion, not so much focusing on kills, instead utility that does expose this trophy bomb side. Ethan unable to find an early pick, but Worthy elsewhere does find. Here's Jack Daddy is in a terrible position here. He's got Legion, finds yet another, and I think this is going to be a Chiefs round.
Yeah, definitely shaping up to be that way now that Worthy's popped off, got to. Jack Dad, that position, of course, compromised by losing that deployable shield. Flawless round for the Chiefs. But you sort of penned it perfectly there, Guz, using the vert control not to find kills, but to clear utility.
Yep, really well done there. They made those positions and those strongholds that Order had established, particularly facing the bedroom push, for example, basically null and void. The Chiefs didn't play into it the way that Order would have liked. Clearing that utility made, yeah, again, those positions just basically impossible to hold, right? Jack Daddy just was the best example, so I'm thankful, Mandy, thanks for highlighting that. He was actually just left prone inside. There was nothing he could do. If he stands up, he's dead from Astro. If he tries to jump over the bulk and rotate down below, there was probably a player there, Digital, for example, ready waiting. So, yeah, much better there from the Chiefs. They tidy up their first round effort, and yeah, they dialed in.
For Order, they're going to repeat. Not too much of a surprise here to stay at stat trophy. I mean, where else do you realistically go from here? Kitchen dining, of course, being really the only other sort of viable option. But for Order, how do you sort of, I guess, fix that issue from the prior round, losing utility from down below? I guess then you yourselves have to maybe think about playing a little bit more of a stronger roam down below and establishing a stronger vert control here for Order.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah. I mean, there's currently 4 members from Order down below establishing utilities, so investing resources, time and effort down below. So this is quite reactive from Order. They're anticipating Chiefs to go for Vert once again. And that anticipation is being shown here in preparation for the site. Now, this is a good opportunity for the Chiefs to show their mettle and, you know, just adapt again, right? You can go from the study side, you can go from the bedroom bulk take. And so far, honestly, the early pattern taken here by the Chiefs would suggest that maybe downstairs isn't going to get as much love, which is, you know, probably the right play. Again, we have, you know, a much better view of the setup compared to what Order do have and the Chiefs, but I think this is probably the play to switch it up.
But that's also the game sense as well, if you're the Chiefs, right? To understand, right, we did it this way first round. If, you know, they're going to repeat, let's do it this way in the second round. Force them to use that utility. And as you said, to sort of react to the round prior. Digital maybe going for a bit of an ABG sort of sweep across here towards that trophy. Clearing out 90 as well. And yeah, definitely not going to be the same play from the Chiefs at all, in fact.
Ditch. Leave the station up, bro. You've got control of that side of the map. You can heal yourself. Works both ways. So it's probably a good thing that he actually missed it there with the melee. As I say that.
I swear he just did it out of habit or something.
Yeah, I guess he just heard the noise and just like swung, which is, you know, pretty fair enough. Chiefs now do have control of this southern side, which is nice. Now, they don't have dedicated flank watch. No nomad on the board, so that is something that will need to be kept in mind. Gold Legion, pretty confident down below, will cook a nade. Jack Daddy needs to be careful, but will survive. I think the cabinet there maybe actually helping to mask some of that explosion, and now God Legion under the pump. The call goes out from Order that there's a player down below.
Yeah, and obviously Order prepared for this. You can see with their position, and you can see the way that they set up down below and establishing that vert control. That does mean that's also information for the Chiefs established too. Call can go out from God Legion. It's like, hey, I'm kind of getting a little pressured here down below. Might not be as on site, means that you can actually push onto site a little bit easier from above, that more so horizontal take. 40 seconds remaining in the round, and the Chiefs definitely getting ready for that push now.
Yeah, I think so far, Order are proving that this setup is quite strong. The Chiefs unable to get free control down below like they did last time, now struggling with that on-site setup, and they're really not getting in towards bedroom and gaining map control like they would like. Nico as well down below for a potential flank. With 20 seconds to go, the Chiefs will likely need to try and filter in through that bedroom position, and it might be tough.
Ethan, though, is going to be able to find the opening pick. They're already onto site. So this red stairs flank from Nico needs to happen now. It might be just too little too late, though. Oh, never mind. It's perfectly timed after all. No. He stops Fisher, but not in time. Never mind. I'll take back my perfectly timed comment, because had he actually been able to deny that from going down, definitely could have played off it. Unfortunately, now in a 1 versus 3, diffuser already planted. Chiefs will take the round.
Ooh, Nico with a small whiff there onto the plants, but does find Digital. 20 seconds to go means that he needs to move quickly, and both Ethan and Worthy playing very, very passive. They have a strong cross established. 15 seconds left. Nico progresses forward over towards the chassis, swings wide, but initially misses that pick. Swings again, might be able to connect, but now the time has depleted. Ethan will put him out of his misery and claim the round.
Yeah, and trigger discipline really from Ethan. Well, not so much trigger, but just, I guess, movement discipline. Yeah, position discipline to not sort of swing out early there and give away that position. Holds it right until the end. Trusts in his teammate. And even understands, all right, even if he does die, I'm still going to be in this position. There's only like then under 7 seconds remaining. I don't need to really do anything. He's not even on it. So really well played from the Chiefs, but also, is it fair to say really well played from Order as well, despite losing that round? I thought the way they adapted actually was pretty decent. Putting a lot more presence down below, establishing that vert control, using their utility pretty extensively to deny the Chiefs from getting good pressure down below.
Yeah, they did a great job in being reactive to that playstyle from the Chiefs, and I thought that that would probably trigger the Chiefs to go for something different, and it did to some extent. We saw a lot more presence on that bedroom balcony. Eventually, that's where the push came through. Now, I don't know how they actually managed to get into side and win those 2 initial picks. Those were huge for the Chiefs. If that goes the other way, I mean, the round's over. Order would have been able to hold on. So, 2 critical picks there. Ethan, the real instigator of that on the finger, doing a great job. Who then again really strong in the post plant. Now, there was a small window of opportunity, I think, actually for Nico to win that round. Did he, with that initial shot? Yes. Yeah. If he hits it, I think he actually would have denied the plant. I don't know if there was much in the round timer left. I still think the Chiefs probably would have been able to quickly collect the diffuser and get something going, but Yeah, it's just one of those things. Sometimes you miss a shot, it's not the end of the world. There were other things that didn't quite go Order's way that really led up to that moment. So the burden can't really be put on Nico in that round. Now, heading into round 4, once again, AVG will be shown here. It's a very similar extension from Order, and much like last time we saw on the previous objective, a lot of vert play from Chiefs on their last attempt. Will we see that again? I'm not too sure. It wasn't very successful last time.
Yeah, AVG a lot more proficient from Order compared to the Chiefs' first go around in the opening round. But Chiefs got a little bit of momentum now. They could, of course, clean up on some of their deficiencies from that opening round. I think the biggest one, if I remember back, was Nico at 90, really just sort of controlling that corridor with that shield. I'm not sure if Order have employed the same sort of strategy once again, but nonetheless, I definitely expect the Chiefs to adapt from that opening round and be a little bit more proficient with their attack.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see if there's going to be a change in mindset here from Digital. Last time he was down below desperately trying to find kills. This time, I think the emphasis really needs to be on clearing utility because, again, there were so many key pieces still up at the conclusion of the first round that even if Digital did find a pick or two, the rest of the team just could not even get in towards the map. So, yeah, we'll see what the emphasis is placed on this time. God Legion is just snaking over towards Astro. Might be able to catch someone off guard, but he does hit a Grismot Mind.
It's not going to be too much of a pain, but that certainly will be from Nico. A quick double into Astro, and that's going to really hinder this attack from the Chiefs now, and, well, even maybe more than hinder it. I think that could be the round done off of that. How do you push forward here? They do still have at least hard breach potential through Fisher Guy, soft breach with Dig, and, of course, a bit of frag power with Worthy. So, I mean, in terms of a holy trinity set up for the Chiefs, they can find a pick. Maybe could still keep this round alive, but Spec is going to be a nuisance here. Main stairs doesn't quite achieve what he wanted to, though. Gives away that position, gives away main stairs as well to the Chiefs. Minute left, still 3 versus 5, though.
Yeah, Spec, if he wins that fight, would have confirmed the round for Order, but does unfortunately miss. Small window of opportunity now for the Chiefs to capitalize. Worthy with the diffuser in hand will send it in towards side. Swings Volp, doesn't quite find the pick, and in fact gets team killed by Dig. Bad timing there from the Chiefs. Leaves Dig all alone. He will be punished in order to take the round.
All you can do is laugh. I've done that so many times. I've got him. He's involved, and you're just like. Honestly, I feel like that's. I couldn't remember who he killed, but whoever he killed, walking in front of him like that is just some miscomms there. It's one of those rounds. He's like, oh well, they probably weren't going to win it anyway. Let's be real. Even if they get the kill onto the guy in Vault, still 3 versus 4. They're still going to get pinched and corralled. Let's see the replay.
That was nice from Nico as well.
That was good.
Yeah, really nice 2K.
It was worthy.
Yeah. Probably best you don't take out your best fragger, Dig.
Fisho did die elsewhere too as well, so technically would not have even had 3 up. They would have only had the 2, so even if they do get the kill on the guy in Vault. So nonetheless, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. It's just a bit of a funny.
I think the really important thing to remember though is, yes, the scoreline's even, but Order have only one AVG, and the other sites, or I mean the only other site we have seen so far is Trophy. It was a bit 50-50. Now we need to see what Order are made of in Kitchen. If they don't have a great Kitchen defense, and then we go back to Trophy and the Chiefs can close that out once again, where they've looked pretty good. I mean, it hasn't been a great half for Order. Yes, AVG's been really strong, but honestly, and I know it's harsh to say this, it's been more so Chiefs losing those rounds more than anything. Just for whatever reason, they're not really clicking on that objective, and Order doing a decent job in closing them out. So we'll have to see what Order are made of on these other 2 objectives. These are going to be the critical ones.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
Looks as if they're going to extend above. Even leaving that hatch open as well in bedroom. And could make the argument, should have they attempted stat trophy again, because the last time we saw it, it was better from Order. They adapted well from the first time around. But yeah, I think going kitchen dining's the play here, and extending above and playing around that is going to be interesting to see how it works out for Order.
Once again, we are going to see the Chiefs spawn over towards this eastern side, get that line of sight. I can only presume they're in towards Pantry, and I would also assume they'll get control above. There were a couple of drones pre-placed in basements, so that may also suggest we'll see the likes of God Legion go for that sort of sneak around, see what he can muster up, and the rest of the team will head up above. Now, I don't know how extensive the roam here is from Order, so I don't know if we can get eyes on the setup, but yeah, triple reinforcement, Astro Hatch as well reinforced. There was a shield at Bricks too, so yeah, there is a bit of a presence here. Jack Daddy has a pretty big weight on his shoulders here to try and waste time. I don't necessarily know if he'll play for his life here, but if he can find a pick or two and fall back, that'd be great.
Probably doesn't even need to find a pick, just needs to buy a little bit of time. Minute 25 seconds. Odd Legion playing from pantry stairs at the moment. He's got Fisher Guy watching from behind him though, so it's decently safe. As you said before, I had those pre-placed drones down in basement. Minute 8 seconds though. Chiefs need to keep the time on their minds here, that they don't allow that to get too low.
1 minute left. Digital, the Vert player, not actually playing up above for Vert, so I guess maybe the Chiefs have given up on that idea. There did seem to be a big emphasis on pantry and clearing out that utility and getting open the wall, so that could be the point of interest. Fisher Guy does have that diffuser in hand. Digital gets time there on the initial peak over towards the music box. At least 40 seconds now left, and no one on site really under pressure. As I say that though, Ethan does connect a frag grenade, and with 30 seconds left, they can start to think about shaping up site. Chiefs need to do a really good job here in pressuring out these opponents, which look quite comfortable. Oh, God Legion catches one off guard, make it two potentially. Oh, wait, shoot him! God Legion, you saw him!
Shoot his head! No! He pulled away from it. It doesn't matter. They're up 5 versus 2 anyway. They get the flawless round. What a strange moment.
Surely! Unless that was like some client-side debris or something. I would have thought for sure that he saw him, but yeah, either way, I mean, they did a really good job in closing it out. I was a little bit concerned that the lack of vertical there from the Chiefs would prove costly, right? The whole team was kind of just sitting there waiting for these players to filter through, but yeah, that creep from Gold Legion, again, supported by those pre-placed drones down below, worked out really, really well. A couple of key picks and a lot of pressure applied elsewhere, so I guess if you can't necessarily get it done from above, do it from the side, and he definitely saw his head there. 100%. You can't convince me he didn't.
No, I definitely am on your side there, guys, as well. I'm a little bit confused, but we move forward. Really, it's a non-factor. Chiefs ended up winning anyway, flawlessly. Now they're up 3-2. And unfortunately for Order, we head back to Stat Trophy, where they've lost it already twice. The only good news is they've gotten kind of better on it every time they've played it. But maybe this time there's the breakthrough.
Yeah, maybe. We are seeing Order again persist with the mirror pick, and yes, mirror is globally quite powerful. Basically any map you can try and squeeze her in, but to their credit, the Chiefs have been doing a good job, particularly on the Vert, clearing that out quite freely. So if Order want to continue to lean into this, they need to try and do a better job in denying that entry and that control down below from the Chiefs. Now that does mean they're investing resources and boots on the ground elsewhere, so that's something to be mindful of, is a little weak site presence. But yeah, if you want to try and maintain those mirror windows, it's probably going to be pretty important, especially that one facing in towards Astro. We've seen that be very pivotal in some of these rounds, and once that's been cleared, it's been exposing that trophy site quite a bit. So I'm keen to see if the Chiefs try and deal with that once more down below.
How to Order adapt maybe again differently one more time here on Stat Trophy defense. Final round of the opening half. They're certainly in this game for all intents and purposes. If they can break through, find the win here on Stat Trophy, a 3-3 half, not that bad. In fact, they would probably take it with the way things are going for Order. Do get that sense of feeling though that if the Chiefs can make it a 4-2, they may just run away with it, but it's Specker who finds the opening pick. That's a big opportunity now for Order to capitalize on with this one-man advantage.
And that's that control below that's so important. And even taken out means that there's 2 less frag grenades available. The likes of Didge really want to get in here in towards sheets and try and get work done from below. Now, Specker is persisting with this roam, so if the Chiefs play this properly, pinch out these players, they could bring it back to a 4v4.
Just making it very difficult for Chiefs, making life very annoying. Gold Legion has to hit some shots here at Rep's stairs. There's some tough ones,
no.
though. Oh, and he's hit the railing.
A bomb has been
Nothing really
located.
comes from
Oh,
it. And elsewhere,
Dinge!
Digital's just found 2 kills elsewhere on the map and suddenly gives the Chiefs that one-man advantage themselves now with 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining. Still
There's only one player side. Nate is over towards Model. Bailey's down below. Jack Daddy has almost been cleared. Nate, though, does find a pick, so he might be able to get back towards side.
There's still under 1 minute left. I mean, we're not exactly down to the final seconds here. Jack Dad, though, does get cleared by Fisher. Guy Digital falls to Bailey, though. Worthy. Big fight here.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's just pushed away. Nate doesn't swing, though, from Aviator. And Worthy's now on site and stat, and he's going to be able to help cover Fisher Guy, who's getting that plant down. 2 versus 2. And we're going to have 45 seconds on the clock. Final round of the half.
Yeah, Nate is isolated. Again, Bailey was down below, so both players in awkward positions to try and retake side.
Oh, Worthy just gets lit up. Bailey and Astro now pinches him from behind. Fisher Guy is low. Knows where he is, but he's just watching the wrong angle. He doesn't expect him to still be up there. He was watching the stairs. 3 in the round for Bailey, and 3 rounds in total for Order. They take a 3-3. Well, they don't take anything. It's 3-3 at the end of the first half. Well, that retake was a little bit too fast for my liking, almost as fast as the NVMe SSDs from Samsung. You can check out their latest range by simply typing !SSD in Twitch chat.
That was better than your last plug.
Thanks, man.
No problem. And you know what else was better? That last defense from Order. They did a pretty decent job. That control down below proved to work out. I was a little bit disappointed, unfortunately, there for the Chiefs, right? Like I said, Bailey was cut off down below, Nate was cut off on the other side of the map. And once Jack Daddy was cleared, it should have been pretty free. I don't know how Digital managed to end up dying to Bailey, potentially maybe from some of that vert, not too sure, but it did kind of fall apart there. And the 2v2 was quite awkward, unfortunately, for Fisho caught off guard by that angle in Astro. So it's been a pretty decent half so far from Order. Don't know how exactly this map is going to shape up. We could see the Chiefs, honestly, from this point onwards, just run away with it on the defense if it ends up leaning itself into that kind of meta, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's a difficult one to sort of ascertain as to which way this match is going to go. Is this going to be slightly defender-sided and Chiefs just now run away with it on the defense? I thought Order's defense actually looked pretty good. And the way that Order have been playing definitely doesn't look like a team that's in a mega slump.
What defender is that? Oh, God Legion. Hello? Oh! What? That's not bad. Nico off the board. Oh, Spectre! Good night! Oh my God. What a start to the round here for the Chiefs. And honestly, that could be the round locked in.
Very well could be. It makes life absolutely difficult for Order here to open up the second half. Worthy to further compound the pain. Makes it a 3-man advantage. And God Legion just feeling it there for a moment.
That was pretty wild. And I think Order they either had just droned him or were just about to, so yeah.
Now, well, it all kind of comes undone there for God Legion, but they get info as to Bailey's whereabouts. Oh, never mind. That's bad timing. Straight into Worthy, straight into his arms. Jack Dad on a donut. Can he find a kill? Yeah, he will.
Just Worthy not able to flick in response. And this has been a very strange round for Order. Very strange start to their attack. Now, it's not over just yet. Jack Daddy needs to find 3. All these players, though, surely have their guns ready and waiting. Sawyergate burnt. Position now revealed. One flashbang used to try and see what he can blind, but the answer's no one. And the Chiefs take the round.
Yeah, a bit of a weird one. I'll agree with you. Yeah, that's probably the best way to sort of sum it up. I mean, in fairness, amazing shots from Gold Legion to basically almost seal the round as quick as it started. And Chiefs do get to that 4-3 scoreline that they probably felt they could have had here. That's that first shot, but it's this second one.
Oh,
that's nice.
The tracer.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Not really much else to say about the rest of the round, and
he flicked him so hard that Mo went flying.
Yeah, I feel bad for Bailey, right? He kills God Legion, clears him, but then straight away Worthy is like hunting him down. And that's the thing about the Chiefs. You kill one of these players and someone else is ready and waiting to take you down. Just so many great fraggers on this team, and a couple of great supports as well. So a really well-rounded roster, and yeah, solid start for the Chiefs. Again, like I said, if this ends up being quite defender-sided and the Chiefs are able to roll momentum across all of these sites and be more consistent than their opponents, then I mean, the math is pretty simple, right? They should be able to close it out, and that is the result that we expected heading into this one. I will say Order put up a good fight in the first half, but if that did get unraveled here in the second, I think it would be a little bit disappointing for them. So hopefully for them, they're able to bounce back, and this site can sort of rejuvenate things a little bit for them.
A long way to go, though. We head over to Stat Trophy. This is a big one, though, to talk about as well. I mean, obviously, Order was able to win it out in the end to close the second half, finally being able to win Stat Trophy. You have to wonder sort of the way that Chiefs themselves now are going to work this site. And the same goes for Order, because this was the contentious site, right? Like, AVG was pretty cut and dry. Order won that both times pretty comfortably. Kitchen Dining was like that kind of 50-50 open free-for-all, but Stat Trophy has been the site in this matchup that's gone a little bit back and forth and probably given us the most. Yeah.
It's felt like almost the dorms of Oregon, but yeah, AVG is kind of taking that mantle of being the ultra critical site where both of these teams are trading rounds. Much like their counterparts, the Chiefs are roaming down below, trying to protect some of that critical utility being placed above in towards the objective. The main difference being that Mirror is not being played here by the Chiefs, and honestly, I'm probably a bit more for that, as we saw it pretty easily dealt with by the attack previously. Now, Order do love to go for some of these solo entries. We saw those lurks work out for the Chiefs, and Specker might be able to lurk and find something here in Pantry.
Surge activated by Bailey. Minute 45 remaining here in the 8th round. And the Chiefs find a way to pull away from Order. Or is this going to continue to be relatively back and forth? At least over the last 4 rounds so far, it quite literally has been 1-for-1.
There's only 2 drones left for Order, so I don't know how they've managed to lose all these drones, but that's going to make this clear a little bit harder, and honestly, if the Chiefs are aware of that, they should be playing into it.
Yeah, no vision really to work off, not much information gained now in the final minute, really when you want it the most for Order. Astute observation, and very much now for the Chiefs, it's all about defending Stat Trophy now. Just playing up above for Order. Eventually, they're going to have to now push up above. I was going to say, without finding a kill, looks as if they've been able to crack the defense. They picked up God Legion. Now you've got that one-man advantage. You've got that 5-on-4. You can go up, you can go to site.
And Specker droned out Astro there, but no one able to follow it up, and it means that there's only one more left. In the hands of Nico, if he elects to use it, but there's a fair chance Order will be heading into this site pretty blind.
40 seconds, still a little bit of time, don't have to rush anything yet. Nice swing, but it's Nico who's watching the closet perfectly. Gets the elimination, Fisher guy's down, and this defense from the Chiefs has been completely dismantled from Order. They've just been able to find all of these ones and all of these shots. Ooh. Worthy, though, finds 2. You cannot sleep against this guy. He does fall, though, to Bailey and Digital. How many times have we seen him in a 1 versus 3? Versus how many times has he been able to actually clutch out? He's up against it here. Can't get the wall bang. Can't get the round. Order. Make it 4-4.
And I'm finding it difficult off the back of this round whether to praise Order or more so denounce the efforts there from the Chiefs, because at this kind of level, you're going to be frequently calling out how many drones you're taking down, and by that point, they should have known, like, there was at least 9 drones off the board. So Order were heading into that site pretty blind, and they just kind of played on their toes, called out when required, and traded out those picks as best to their ability as they could. Now, Worthy threw a bit of a spanner in the works there. He was playing kind of just in the middle of Stat, and unfortunately, Order wouldn't have known that until 2 men fell, but they recovered from that, and they were able to close out the round. So well played by them. And if you can play with that many drones, or you can play with, you know, one drone on the board, I think it was at the very end there, and still pluck rounds, then you're doing something right. I'll give them that.
Yeah, and suddenly for Order, they've now won the last 2 stat trophies, considering Chiefs won the first 2 in the first half. So how quickly things can change in that dynamic as well. We head to Kitchen Dining, which was pretty comprehensively won by the Chiefs on their attack. For Order, they didn't really offer too much above. They obviously reared up, did the triple wall, had Jack Dad holding out as well. I believe it was in Trophy, was it? I don't even know. I think it was. And that was about it, right? Like, and the rest of it was basically just on site.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, the Vigil pick here, as well as the mute, would suggest to me that the Chiefs are probably going to roam, at least in some sort of capacity. The mute jammers, of course, can be used to deny walls as much as possible, but secondary to that, deny some of the droning as well from Order. Gold Legion looking to play into that, currently situated on the southern side of the map, and Order spawning on that side, probably going for a map clear across, could play into his hands.
Do the Chiefs get a little bit cheeky here? Gold Legion on the Vigil now, roaming around. Didn't want to elect to swing main entrance and just continues to hold his main stairs position. Now, if he wants, can head back towards above, towards, say, stat and trophy. Maybe play around that sort of 90 position as well. Make it difficult for Order, I guess, to establish vert control above.
And as Vast mentioned in the pre-shows, there have been occasions where Order have droned ahead but not actually played off that with their entries, and we're seeing that at the moment, right? Order droned out Gold Legion, they kind of knew where he was, but no one's pushed study, no one's pressuring across from bedroom. Specker is holding the crossover towards Big Ben, and I mean, Nate's even still outside at the moment. So Order are aware, they're playing it quite cautiously and maybe seeing if they can find something, but the Chiefs playing into that, willing to just rotate off, right? Digital dropping the hatch there, really smart play, negates any of those crosses being held from outside. And with no one in basement from Order, these defenders can pretty freely roam and rotate back towards side and not be punished.
Minute and a half remaining in the 9th round. Opportunity has presented itself for Order, though, to turn around their OCN form. They are in a dogfight here with the Chiefs, which is where you really want to be. Back-to-back OCN champions.
Bomb located by attackers.
15. How does Order proceed from here?
Digital's still down below, so he's found himself in a bit of an awkward situation, but might be able to make a play. Jack Daddy on the hard breach outside pantry, opening up that line of sight. Still 10 players alive in the server, and Ethan has control up above. Nico does find the first, though. Again, Digital down in basement, punished. That could open up the round now for Order. They still have the finger to play off, and Ethan misses some critical shots. Does eventually get the down, though. Just in time, Jack Daddy down.
That's Diffuser down as well, although it can be quickly obtained by Nate. Does just that. Tags up Ethan as well. Nitrocell from Fisher Guy not finding the mark, but it's Gold Legion in the kill feed with that kill onto Nate. And they've got full control now defensively, the Chiefs. That's Diffuser on site. Specker gets lit up. They know where he is. It's then only Bailey with 24 seconds left that might be able to do something, but even then, up against an absolute brick wall. Ooh! Has been able to recover the Diffuser, but Worthy recovers Specker's head on a plate.
Bailey now to enter, and Bailey taken down for free. Worthy to get that pick to close it out for the Chiefs. A strong round. It did look a little bit dicey there, but Ethan with a critical down and an elimination on to Jack Daddy allows the rest of the team to hold on.
And since the 3rd round of this match now, it's gone Chiefs Order, Chiefs Order, Chiefs Order, Chiefs. Maybe now Order next to continue this back and forth. Quite literally has been one of the more back and forth games that we've seen in a little while. Basically, all he had to do was actually reverse the first 2 rounds, and it would have followed that pattern the entire way through. But yeah, this is a close one, which I don't think is that surprising, though. Because of the history that Order has had on Villa and their success on this map, and the Chiefs lost to Bliss yesterday, and, you know, not exactly the best Villa team per se. This is probably about right. This is the kind of match you would expect more so from Order when they're in some sort of form. When they're out of form, yeah, maybe we expect the Chiefs to come in here, win this, say, 7-4, 7-3 or something. But as I said in the pre-match discussion, you can't counter out Order despite their form. form for Order quite literally just doesn't matter. In fact, form for most teams in this region quite literally doesn't matter.
Yeah, making predispositions based on form is a very dangerous thing to do in this region. Just don't do it, because you're probably going to pay for it. Again, it's important to remember that in the veto, the Chiefs, they arguably took a risk. They didn't head us to Clubhouse, their best map. They headed us to Order, which, you know, again, based on the statistics, which I know I've just said, don't rely on too much, is Order's best map. So, I don't know. If the Chiefs end up losing this, they'll probably regret that decision. But at the moment, they have the lead, and they do have an opportunity to extend it, try and break that curse. As you said, they've been trading round for round. Now, we don't actually know how good the Chiefs are on this objective. Last time, Gold Legion got a free, I wouldn't say a free 2k, but a very nice 2k down below, and we didn't really see the round play out properly. So now, if Order can actually bring that structure in towards this round, we get to see what they're actually made of.
It does kind of feel like a make or break kind of round, though. 6-4 match points. The Chiefs could very much be on offer. They would be, though, heading to Stat Trophy, which surprisingly they've only attempted once in this second half of the Chiefs, losing it to Order. Not entirely convincingly, but I mean, like, it was actually pretty decently won by Order. Just under 2 minutes remaining here in the 10th round. ABG, though, has not been beaten so far by the attacking team in this match.
I know where Gold Legion is inside of Lounge. They've picked him out a couple of times, and Nico returns the favor with a wall bang. That's an opening pick there for Order. A good start to the round, and now the sledge down below can work some. Vert, one nade still available to Nico, and the rest of the team is looking to push Brown.
Great opening pick. As I said, though, no team in this match has been able to attack AVG successfully. But Order with the opening pick might just be able to have now the avenue to push ahead. And honestly, right now, it kind of feels like as long as Worthy doesn't pop off, they might be able to get this round. But that's a big if.
Digital trying to pokeball his opponent on the 90 rappel, a little bit questionable. He's applying some pressure. Ethan, ultra aggressive inside of Study.
They're not going to be ready for this at all, but also, to be fair, the last shot, I swear, it was the last bullet from Ethan. A fight the other stairs, Ethan gets Bailey pushing in, 2 for the round. He's going for a third. It's Worthy and Ethan versus Nate and Nico, which both of the 2 Order lads are low on health.
Another huge solo play from the Chiefs. It could be enough to win them this round, but it's still a 2 versus 2. Pre-placed Nitro there from Worthy could come into play late round as Nate collects the diffuser. Ethan still looking ultra dangerous inside of that model position.
And a lot of that carnage over towards main stairs as well as Nico and Nate both push in together. They've got to be careful, though. They are very close to each other, very low on health. It wouldn't take much of a spray to get both kills. Worthy gets one now versus 1. Nate very low. Diffuser in hand, though. And unfortunately, time against him. He will have to probably go for the kill, but he can't actually push through the Sawyer gate, so he has to stick the diffuser. Nitro Salvo forces him off. Nate, not the worst little play, not the worst Guz, but just can't quite beat Worthy in that little situation.
Yeah, really well played there by Worthy, masking the sound of his movement with that Nitro Cell. So some pretty big banging plays and some pretty big plays as well from Ethan. I was going to say big something, but I don't know if that's broadcast appropriate. Big gun plays, we'll go with that, because that's what he was using to full effect. And honestly, there was he was so close to getting that 3k as well, top Brown. If he had achieved that and got it down to the 2v1, then they would have looked really nice. But really well played by the Chiefs. I would argue that, you know, relying on a hero play once again is a little bit dicey, but hey, they pulled it off, and now I believe they have match point.
Yes, they do.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, and 2 in a row as well, breaking that streak. Tactical timeout has been called from Order. I very much like the timing of this one. Look, they don't look too dismayed. It's been a good game, actually, and I think all things considered for Order, the way that sort of their stage has gone thus far, you know, they got absolutely dumpstered by Roffle and Wildcard. They got beaten by Avert, I think, regardless of any sort of scoreline, to lose that matchup. Doesn't matter if it's 8-7 or if it's 7-1, you just can't be losing that, so that's not ideal. And now you get into a position where, you know, it's 6-4 against the Chiefs. What much more can you really ask for in this situation?
Yeah, this is, at least so far, just been the Chiefs outclassing their opponents. If Order played the way they are right now, I mean, it's, you know, we're making big assumptions here, but honestly, I think they do a decent job against most of the other teams in OCN, and they're kind of just finding it hard against the fixturing here because Chiefs are just such a strong team. They're back-to-back champs for a reason. Order, I think, are in a position to still push this game to overtime, though. There is that window of opportunity. It again comes down trophy stat. It's been the critical side so far in this matchup. If they win this next round, it does force the Chiefs into a difficult position as AVG is locked out.
And Stat Trophy, of course, has been a little bit hit and miss so far in this match. Chiefs have not been able to defend it. They've only attempted it once. Rather than also re-attempting it, they just went straight for kitchen dining. Unlike Order in the opening half, which lost Stat Trophy twice before electing to try kitchen dining, which that didn't work for them either. And so far, that's probably been the difference here. In theory, the Chiefs have now won the last 3 of the last 4 rounds, so a bit of momentum coming into this, though. What do they need to change up for Stat Trophy compared to last time out? It's been a little while since we saw it. It's hard to really say, all things considered. I think Order just hit their shots. I mean, it's just, I know it's pretty small brain analysis, guys, but at the end of the day, there wasn't too much in it.
Yeah, if Order want to take the Chiefs head on again in this round, that's going to be challenging, right? Ethan seems to be on a bit of a heater at the moment. We've seen Worthy popping off on a couple occasions, and we did see that hero play from God Legion. I mean, that's just typical of the Chiefs. Not too many teams and not too many players are going to get away with that play style. You know, let's take them head on and let's try and win ones. Probably not really going to work out. I do anticipate in this round we're probably going to see that lurk again from the likes of Specca and Order try to gain control down below, find a pick or two and be able to clear some of that utility. If they achieve that, then they can kind of transition over towards that mindset if they do have a man advantage or enough util cleared to go, lads, let's send it. But yeah, I think there is a lot of groundwork that needs to be done for them to reach that point.
Match point. Can Order hold on, extend this a little further, maybe secure OT. They've only got the 1 point this stage. They would desperately like a second one at least. Chiefs, at least 1 point has been secured. Can they get all 3? If they can do that, it would temporarily put them back in the top spot. Digital with the OPD pick onto Specca. He'll have to sit out the remainder of this round, which could be the remainder of this entire match. Ethan actually getting the stolen drone there with the Mozzie pass, but Nate gets the kill onto God Legion.
And there's so much utility invested down below. This looks like almost a kitchen defense. All 3 ADS devices, multiple reinforcements, and even Mozzie pass. Really relentless from the Chiefs, preventing Order from taking control. Now, Digital does get lit up. He requires support, 1 shot away from death. If he's taken off the board, then Worthy will need to retreat back towards site or re-aggress. He's going to go for the latter option, as Digital actually does find a kill. That's huge from Dig. He can basically chill now, play for his life. At worst, it's a 3v3 here for the Chiefs.
And Worthy got droned out. That's why he repositioned over towards red stairs.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, and to get back alive now for not just Digital, but basically the Chiefs as a whole, right? They've already kind of done the job. They've got that 1-man advantage, minute 20, so a lot of time has been wasted. And still, though, for Order, at least they've got this hard breach available through Jack Daddy. If he was dead, I think this round would have been dead with him. He got another Mozzie pass to pick up as well there, actually, Ethan. I swear he's got 2 drones now.
Yeah, may well. Minute left on the board. Order trying to find something desperately with a grenade. Digital, he's so low on HP, but Bailey unable to find that pick. Still has 1 left in the pocket, Nico as well. So if they do drone him out, they have 5 available. They could find this kill and get it back to that 3 versus 3. That's what's going to be so critical. Now, as they try and make their way up Astro, there are goo mines placed in these positions, so Nico needs to be mindful. Grenade is sent out, but again, misses the mark. Digital able to swing wide, finds yet another in this round. That's 3. Bailey, though, does trade it back, but they're at the disadvantage.
I just don't know why Dig is sitting in the corner like that after getting that kill. Should have probably tried to unpick that situation. Ethan's got to be careful too. It's only a 3 versus 2. Still winnable for Bailey and Jack Dad. No more adrenal surges though for Bailey, and now he's down for the count. Jack Daddy's got 1 kill this entire game. He needed to find 3, but not against Worthy. The Chiefs pull through in the end here on Villa. They are successful, and they confirm all 3 points.
And the back-to-back champs do it once again. They bounce back from their defeat against Bliss, and that leaves Order right down at the bottom of the standings, below wild card. I can't believe I'm saying that sentence. That is still wild to me. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but props to Chiefs. They really played well in this matchup. There was some extreme vertical play from both teams in this match, but they were able to push through and get that victory over the line.
And a bit of a disappointing end for Order because they were right in this game. It was quite literally, I think it was it, did it ever get to 4-4? It did, yeah, it was 4-4, and then 3 in a row to the Chiefs to close it out. The Chiefs ended up winning basically, 4-1 in that second half. That was a bit of a stomp to close it out defensively. Vasti come on in the end. I guess a 7-4 scoreline kind of suggests that the Chiefs ended up winning pretty comfortably.
Yeah, it kind of looked like quite a comfortable win. There was a few rounds that kind of looked a bit shaky from the Chiefs, but they still looked composed throughout it, stuck to their game plans. I really kind of liked how they started to play really, I wouldn't say aggressive early. They were looking for their picks in the early game and then just backed up when they kind of felt like they wasted time or got a pick, because Order were stalling heaps in the mid game especially, and I think ultimately that was the right play.
Guys, obviously, Order and Chiefs, they were both going back and forth for basically the entire game, right until the last 3 rounds where Chiefs ended up doing the World Tour, Kitchen, AVG, and then Stat Trophy. It didn't actually seem like there was much between the two teams in the game itself, though, in these rounds. Ethan and Worthy, probably the 2 biggest difference makers.
Yeah, there was a fair share of hero plays between those two. The Chiefs' individual members really stepping up when it was required. And I mean, even Digital got in on the action, particularly on that last round as well. The thing to me that was the huge takeaway from this matchup, I don't know if you guys felt the same, but I don't think I've seen a Villa match ever, maybe, that had so much extreme vert. Just the extensions were super crazy from both teams, so much utility being dumped away from site. And that seemed to lean nicely into the Chiefs, as Vast mentioned. It got to the point where, particularly on the attacks, Order were getting super duper stalled out, unable to recover from any deficits that they did suffer, and yeah, the Chiefs able to capitalize.
I'll get you to follow up on that one, Vast. What did you think of a lot of the vert control from both teams?
Yeah, it was just the nature of their pushes, both teams seemed like they were kind of going for those. Actually, both teams were kind of doing the same pushes, surprisingly. We didn't really see, you know, the study across for Statue. I don't think we really saw a vert clear for Dining Kitchen. We kind of saw more of a horizontal push from both teams. The vert play had a pretty, I wouldn't say a significant impact, but it had its moments.
Certainly was definitely a noticeable feature of the match, as you sort of pointed out originally, Guz. I think ultimately, though, for the Chiefs, big win considering that they did lose yesterday. Let's go and have a look at our wonderful Pyromancer. Digital, I was going to say Digital. Hopefully he's not hopefully he's not attacked yet. Listen, mate, congratulations on the win. Pretty decent game overall. A bit back and forth for the most part until the last couple of rounds. How did you guys see that one on Villa?
Yeah, I feel like our attacks could have been obviously a little bit better, but I don't know. Yeah, our Ds took us a while, but I don't know. We sort of worked them out a bit in the end there. So yeah, I don't know. Just sort of a cruisy. Had some moments of that like we were really close and had some couple clutches, but yeah, no, good game overall.
Yeah, I think you guys were quite comfortable today. It didn't seem like you really did anything too crazy to try to counter Order, but I guess I want to talk about, because I think today was an important game for you guys in the sense of you don't want to get into a slump. Sure, yesterday was a minor hiccup, and I kind of want your thoughts about yesterday compared to today.
Yeah, I don't know. I think yesterday and the day before, I mean, in South APAC, we just sort of had, I don't know, individual problems that, you know, I don't know, we're no stranger to. So I don't really, yeah, like, sure, if we lost tonight, people could have looked at it as a slump, but I don't know, I just feel like the issues that we're having were pretty easy to solve. So it's just a matter of us, you know, sort of attacking those issues. It really broad, but yeah, it's just, it's as simple as that.
Now, Digital, I know you're probably not going to want to answer this question too deeply, but of course, through the veto, you guys had the option to head this match to Clubhouse, which is, you know, statistically your best map. Instead, you did go to Villa, which is, again, statistically Order's best map. What was the reasoning behind that?
Next question, guys.
Just
We'll go to the
extra
next question.
I
flexible,
knew you
I
were going to
guess,
say
you know?
that.
What's
Are
that?
you saving
Yeah,
it? Come
I
on,
don't
give
know.
us something, Dig. Something, mate.
Versus if you
Well, it
want. I
sounds
don't know.
better sounds better to be, you know, Order on their best map instead of your best map, right?
True.
So,
Better
Exactly.
storyline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
we'll go with that.
yeah.
Exactly. Everyone likes a closer game.
True.
I'll give you the floor, Digital, of course, for your shout outs and all of the thank yous.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a while since I've done this. Nah. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to
You,
Chiefs.
you remember the?
Thank you
You
to
remember the
Feds.
speech?
Yeah, just the run of the muck. Thank you to my teammates. Cheers for the support. Keen to sort of, for the future games. I'm still excited for the season, even with some minor hiccups. It should be good. Cheers, guys. Cheers for the cast as well.
Big win, and good to be back in the W column. Best of luck next week, mate.
Thanks, guys.
A bit of a rare time that we interviewed Dig after a couple of losses in a row, but nonetheless, it's happened, and they are back in the winner's seat, though, pretty quickly, and they still make sure that they've never lost 2 in a row in OCN, guys, so that still is something yet to happen this stage, and I think we're probably running out of time for it to actually happen. I guess to sort of recap, to finalize, I'll go to you first, Fast. In the end, for Order, we'll talk about them a little bit. I don't think it really changes anything. I don't think it says too much about it. I think regardless of their form, regardless of their consistency, this is the kind of result we probably expected.
Yeah, I kind of would say that. I think actually Order played a really good Villa, to be honest. I think from kind of what I was talking about in the pre-show about Order's ability to entry, I think today was a complete 180. We saw them kind of spread more around the map, which gave them more options on how to clear roamers. When they did find a roamer, they were all really quick and, you know, coming up with different ways using their nades, you know, to clear roamers. So I was really impressed with that, and I think if they can carry that across to other maps, it would definitely improve them. I think today, you know, the loss against Chiefs, it was pretty much just Ethan Worthy and God Legion just finding those small holes and punishing them for those small mistakes. You know, Order misdroning under a table equals 2 kills for God Legion. And that was kind of, you know, the storyline throughout the entire game. Just small mistakes, small windows. Worthy, Ethan, and God Legion are going to look for those and try to, you know, punish them for that.
Big win for the Chiefs. We move ahead, though, of course, and we go to a break. When we come back, it's the match of the day, Rafflecopter versus the Knights.
Bomb located by attackers. Attackers recovered the bomb. 15 seconds to go. Bomb located.
Order now at macros.com.au.